All right, thank you, Paul. It's time to take a coffee break.
Well, there's apparently a secret hack to get the best meal on a plane, and it all depends on where you're seated.
Okay.
First class.
Yeah,
exactly.
well, that always helps, right? A flight attendant with Kcal Pacific says there's a seating strategy behind meal service, and that means some rows hold an advantage over others. She says it's best to choose a seat toward the front because that's where meal service begins. That means you can get your food earlier, and you won't likely end up being forced to pick whatever's left. But wherever you may end up seating, a travel and food expert suggests doing a little research ahead of time. That way you can decide whether you like the meals that will be served or whether you should bring food from home. If you do decide to bring your own, just make sure that it would pass security limitations. Listen, I'll say as a family of 5, we can't ever get anything up front. We're always like the last row in order to sit together. So maybe that's why I never have a choice in food.
Well, in the United States, you don't have to worry about it because none of the airlines here give you any food.
That is very true.
Peanuts or pretzels.
Yeah.
We've got plenty of those.
And that'll be $10.
The one thing I do that does get me is you notice often like with the drink cart, they'll start at the front and the back and then meet in the middle.
Yeah.
And I'm always in the middle. So it's always waiting for the very
I'm
end.
sorry, we're out of club soda.
Yeah.
We don't have
Honestly,
anything.
it's airplane food, even on the international. Like, you just want something in your stomach so you don't die.
You
You know, I don't know
you
that
set the
any
bar
of it's,
low enough,
yeah,
you'll be okay.
I don't know
Yeah,
that
just
any of it's ever wonderful.
Lower the expectations
Yes.
altogether. Okay, we often hear stories about dogs being dropped off at shelters because they're too hyper and they just have too much energy, right?
Yeah.
But an adorable dog was actually returned to a shelter for sleeping too much.
Aww.
Look at this. This is Duke. He was adopted last month from a shelter in Las Vegas, but then he was returned last week. The family said he was too boring. 'Cause
Horrible
he slept all
people.
day and he didn't get up to greet them when they got home. Really? Luckily,
Sounds like
just
a great
hours
dog to
after
me.
the I
Yeah,
know.
seriously.
Luckily, just hours after the shelter shared this story on Facebook, a foster mom quickly stepped in. She said he's very laid back and he doesn't even bark at the neighbors. See, it's
So you
a
look
good
at the
thing.
positives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She did admit he loves to sleep, but that's not a problem for her.
So does she.
Right.
Duke is the perfect match, and now she's looking forward to adopting him.
You
I think
know
he sounds
what?
like a great dog.
He sounds like a wonderful dog. Who wants a little yappy dog?
Yeah, or a dog that's going to tear apart the house and jump all over
Duke
everything.
is not doing anything but
I
sleeping.
He's doing what we all want to be doing. Listen, I have a dog named Indy. He's the laziest doodle ever. We joke that he sleeps like 23.5 hours in a day. But
Yeah.
let me tell you, easiest dog too.
Yeah.
Right,
And what
right?
if Duke was depressed because he was in
I
the
was
shelter
about
for
to
so
say,
long?
or maybe,
Like maybe he'll snap out of it once he gets a good home.
is he a little older and has like hard of hearing? Because sometimes that's why they're quiet and don't bark at the neighbors, that
Well,
they don't
it's
hear
just
it.
what we all want to do. Cut him some slack.
Yeah.
I'd be
Yeah,
sleeping too
seriously.
if I could.
We are
and I wouldn't
Duke.
want to greet
We
those
are
owners
Duke.
either.
No, I'm glad he got free from those horrible people. All right, is your pooch polite? Here's what
Duke
Forbes
is.
magazine says are the best behaved dog breeds. At the top of the list, the Labrador Retriever.
Yes.
Easy to train and eager to please. Next, the Rottweiler. I was surprised by this one. Rottweiler owners claim they have a low propensity to destroy things and eat stuff they shouldn't. It's a dog I've always wanted. In third place, the Shih Tzu. There you go, Rutabaga. Despite its high ranking, they are 9th worst though.
Wait.
When they're off leash, they don't pay any attention to what you're saying. Okay. Then
Give me
we
the
had-
leash, mommy.
These are all my dream dogs, guys. A Cane Corso.
Great dog.
Absolutely love
Yeah.
those. They're very well behaved. Now, unlike the Shih Tzu, they do follow
Wait a
commands while they're
minute.
off leash. I know, Rutabaga. We're going to let you
Lionel
defend your
follows
baby in a minute.
commands.
5th place, the Golden Retriever, of course, happy-go-lucky and beautiful. We didn't get to 6th, but that's the one I want to talk about because it's German Shepherds, my baby. I love that so many giant dogs, I know I like
Yeah.
huge dogs, made the list
Yeah.
of the most polite because I think they get a bad rep a lot.
They're great dogs.
Yeah, I think so
Yeah,
too.
like Duke. Duke is kind of a
Like
big
Duke.
dog.
Yeah, he looks like a Labrador Retriever.
Yeah.
I've only had, this is my first dog. I've never had a dog
Really?
before. Yeah, isn't that
Same.
wild? So my husband, who's had a lot of dogs, is like, listen, you're really spoiled.
Yeah.
I think it
This
sounds
isn't
like
going to happen
it.
again.
Yeah.
But he does follow all commands, only for food though.
Okay.
Doesn't care about toys, just wants
Honestly,
the food.
fair enough.
I mean, look, me too. I'll do.
Yeah.
Some husbands
I
are
like
like
to
that.
sleep and
We'll work for food. It's fine.
I feel like everybody in a newsroom is that way. Like,
Yeah.
what do
That's
we
a
want?
very good
Food.
point.
That's what we want.
All right, the digital generation, Gen Z, apparently showing some love to the analog past.
Okay.
According to the Wall Street Journal, mixtapes are making a
Yes,
comeback.
stop it.
Yeah, I'm not sure mixtapes, but cassettes are. Many young people are asking mom and dad for their tape players.
What?
Did you throw it out, mom and dad, if you still have it?
Yeah, who
but they
has
don't know how to use them. That's funny.
that's hilarious.
They have to learn how to fast forward or rewind to catch that song they want to hear. Music artists like Casey Musgraves, Taylor Swift, Olivia Rodrigo are helping the push by releasing new music on cassettes. How about that?
I love it. I have all kinds of nostalgia for the old mixtape.
The mixtape,
Really?
yes.
Personalize
Have they
and
ever
make you.
had to sit there and listen
Right.
when the DJ stops talking and then press record?
Or
Yeah.
when the
song.
string gets snagged at the bottom and
you
now
roll
the
it up.
cassette tape's not good anymore.
Yeah.
Listen, we ran so y'all could run faster. Don't go backwards. This
Remember they
is
used
great.
to tell you on the radio what songs were coming up
Yes,
so
so you
could
could
get
record
ready?
them.
Yeah, and
but
then you press
didn't
your
know
little-
which one was next. It's like,
And then you
those
have
were
to
our
flip it
death
from A to
notes.
B.
Do you remember, like,
Yes.
you'd make your boyfriend a mixtape, he'd make you one, you'd make one for, I mean, that's what we did.
Yeah.
Now they just can put a song list together. There's no work in that.
That's
Exactly.
fine to me. Send me that little playlist with one touch of a button.
Yeah, well, we appreciate
it's
that,
fun.
but
I
I
like
guess-
that they are like nostalgic for our era.
Okay.
Yeah,
You know,
well,
the
once they have to really take with it
Yeah.
and wind that back
Yeah.
up.
Mom,
they're
you can
gonna-
have it back.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
what we
like it.
all
I like it.
immediately. All right, guys, that's today's coffee break.
Now you can get your Kcal news, weather, and live stream all in one place on the CBS News app. Download it free today.